Peace be with you. I'm Ivan, and today I'm introducing the English Bible translation known as the KJV and NKJV. In the year 1611, a Bible was published that would go on to shape the English-speaking world for centuries. Commissioned by King James I of England and translated by a group of scholars, the King James Version, KJV, not only became the official Bible of the Church of England but also left a profound and lasting impact on English literature and culture. As time passed and language evolved, early modern English gradually became more difficult for contemporary readers to understand. In response, the new King James Version, NKJV, was published in 1982. Its goal was to preserve the beauty and authority of the original KJV while rendering it in language that modern readers could understand. Today, let us explore the story of these two important Bible translations. Both the KJV and NKJV share a similar translation philosophy, formal equivalence, also known as complete equivalence. This method emphasizes word-for-word translation, striving to reproduce the original text as faithfully as possible. This stands in contrast to many modern translations, which adopt dynamic equivalence or thought-for-thought approaches. The KJV Translation Committee dedicated themselves to accurately reflecting the Hebrew and Greek source texts. Every word was carefully weighed to retain the essence and structure of the original language in English. The NKJV continues this tradition of complete equivalence, maintaining original wording and grammatical structure while expressing the meaning in clear, natural modern English. This makes the NKJV particularly suitable for detailed and in-depth Bible study. For the Old Testament, the KJV translators primarily relied on the Hebrew Rabbinic Bible published by Daniel Bomberg in 1524, and also consulted the Greek Septuagint and the Latin Vulgate. The New Testament was translated mainly from the 1598 Greek text by Theodore Beza, all of which fall under the tradition of the Textus Receptus or received text. The NKJV, in contrast, uses the Stuttgart edition of the Hebrew Bible, a modern critical edition, for the Old Testament. For the New Testament, it follows the same Textus Receptus tradition as the KJV. Notably, the NKJV includes footnotes that highlight key differences between manuscript traditions, offering readers a broader textual perspective. The KJV is renowned for its majestic and elegant literary style. Its beautiful prose, poetic rhythm, and distinctive vocabulary have provided spiritual nourishment to believers and exerted a measurable influence on English literature. As contemporaries once praised it, as fragrant as the Greek and as solemn as the Latin. The NKJV strives to preserve this literary elegance while updating the language. Archaic pronouns like thy and thou have been replaced with contemporary equivalents, and the translation adds section headings and italicizes words added for clarity, enhancing reader comprehension while staying true to the original text. Thanks to its historical significance and literary value, the KJV continues to be cherished by many. It remains ideal for those who appreciate classical style, are comfortable with early modern English, or participate in traditional forms of worship. The NKJV, on the other hand, caters to readers who want to retain the spirit of tradition while seeking clearer understanding. Whether for personal devotion, corporate worship, or academic study, the NKJV provides accurate and accessible content. Its complete equivalence approach especially suits readers interested in digging deeper into the original meaning of the text. The greatest strengths of the KJV lie in its rich historical roots and profound literary influence. However, its archaic language presents comprehension barriers for modern readers. Moreover, advances in biblical scholarship have revealed that some of the Greek manuscripts used in the KJV may be less reliable than earlier manuscripts discovered later. The NKJV successfully bridges tradition and modernity, preserving the essence of the KJV while greatly improving readability. Its formal equivalence method gives it an edge in accuracy over many contemporary versions. Nonetheless, some critics note that its continued reliance on the Textus Receptus, rather than newer manuscript compilations, may affect precision in certain passages. Differences among translations often reflect the choice of source manuscripts. For example, Mark 16 verses 9 to 20, which includes post-resurrection appearances of Jesus, is present in both the KJV and NKJV. However, modern translations like the English Standard Version, ESV, which rely on earlier manuscripts, often treat this section as a later addition. Another famous example is 1 John 5 verses 7 to 8, which contains an explicit reference to the Trinity. This passage, known as the Johannine comma, appears in the KJV and NKJV but is omitted in translations like the ESV because it is absent from the earliest Greek manuscripts. These differences remind us that Bible translation is not merely linguistic conversion, it also involves critical judgment regarding the original texts. The KJV and NKJV have much in common. Both follow a formal equivalence translation philosophy, aim for literary excellence, and base their New Testaments on the Textus Receptus. Their main difference lies in the era of language. The KJV uses 17th century early modern English, while the NKJV uses contemporary English. Furthermore, the NKJV employs a modern critical Hebrew text for the Old Testament and includes extensive footnotes and study aids to help readers understand variant readings and translation choices. The English Standard Version, ESV, is another significant modern Bible translation. Like the KJV, it is considered formal and literal. The ESV's preface even acknowledges its indebtedness to the KJV tradition. However, the ESV is a completely new translation, not a revision of the KJV. Its New Testament is based on more modern Greek sources, such as the Nestle-Aland Greek New Testament and the majority text, setting it apart from the Textus Receptus used by the KJV. The ESV aims to combine word-for-word precision with literary excellence. While it remains committed to accuracy, its tone is more in line with modern academic English, which many readers find more straightforward than the NKJV. Whether it's the time-honored King James Version, the balanced and updated New King James Version, or the critically grounded English Standard Version, each translation brings unique value and serves different purposes. Choosing a Bible translation is not merely a matter of personal preference, it also depends on your reading goals and level of understanding. By learning about each version's background, characteristics, strengths, and limitations, we can make a wiser choice and thereby gain deeper insight into the teachings of Scripture.